But then you have to go back to what indoctrination says, where a woman feels like she's more valuable when she's married. A woman feels like she's more valuable when she's a mother. And if you don't have that, it's almost like people weaponize singleness. Oh, well, what does she know? She's single. What does she know? She ain't no mama. Why she trying to give parental advice? Well, you can parent people without ever birthing a child. We do it every single day.
As you get to know people in other cultures, it's this society that's like this. This society didn't dupe you into believing that you're supposed to be a wife. This society has duped you into believing that you're not supposed to be a wife. This society has duped you into believing that you're not supposed to be a mother. Why in the hell do you think you have a reproductive system? If you weren't intended to be a mother, you wouldn't be able to reproduce.
Tell us the truth.
All right, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the Book of AlphaRonomy channel. I'm your host, Doc BOA. This lady right here, man, she's making a lot of headway, man, and getting a huge following on social media, man. And I'm going to be honest with you. She says some very real things and some things that are in total alignment with what I tell you about modern women. Modern women don't want to be wives. They don't want the responsibility of being a wife. They want to live by the principles of hoism. That's all they want to do. They don't care about nothing else. They just want to live by the principles of hoism. And as men, you should accept that. We must accept that. And we must apply Pimp principles to dealing with modern women. I've been saying that forever. You got to apply Pimp principles to dealing with modern women. You got to do it. You got to make whatever adjustment you need to make to be able to acclimate yourself to that fact. But let's listen to her explain why modern women don't want to be wives and you shouldn't expect her to be a wife. And then we're going to listen to a simp come right behind her and say how you supposed to be a provider for any woman you meet like a real live sucker. But let's take a listen, man, and we'll come back and chop it up on a real tip.
One, I don't think that every woman is meant to be a wife, and I don't think that every man is meant to be a husband. We have to accept what it is that God puts on our heart. Now, that's not to say we're not meant to connect. I absolutely feel like we're put on this planet to connect with different people and create relationships and all of that. But does that mean you're meant to be married to this person? To be high value is to have more alone time. Because
now I want y'all to understand something. When you hear a woman say, not everybody's meant to be a husband or wife, but we're men here to have relationships and build relationships. Basically, she's saying we're meant to be here whoremongering. So when you listen to it, remember the Jezebel spirit is a beautiful thing. Like it's going to always present itself in a beautiful package, a beautiful, sweet, petite package. It's going to always present itself in a soft-spoken way, never too loud. It's always going to present itself with some good positive energy, a little bit of pandering energy in there just to lure you in. And so when it gets to your attention, it's going to tell you to do things the opposite of the way that God tells us to do them.
you have a higher standard, and most people don't want to have standard. They don't want to have accountability. Really and truly, the opportunity is to know that just because you're alone doesn't make you lonely. Just because you're not dating someone doesn't make you less valuable. But then you have to go back to what indoctrination says, where a woman feels like she's more valuable when she's married. A woman feels like she's more valuable when she's a mother. And if you don't have that, it's almost like people weaponize singleness. Oh, well, what does she know? She's single. What does she know? She ain't no mama. Why she trying to give parental advice? Well, you can parent people without ever birthing a child. We do it every single day.
Man, listen to how crazy she sounds. Who do you parent every day? Parents are absolutely 100% responsible for children. Who are you 100% responsible for if you don't have no kids? Who are you so responsible for that what they do can come back to haunt you, can come back to cause problems in your life? If your child doesn't go to school when it's school age, then it's going to be delinquent. And then there's a truancy officer coming to your door. You're possibly going to jail. If your child goes to school with a weapon and does something crazy, these charges are probably coming down on you. What is she talking about? It's the delusion of a woman to believe she can be wifely and she can be motherly without a husband or a child. And let me tell you something. You got guys like Nick Cannon that purposely perpetuate these type of things, and he just agrees with whatever the hell is being said. This is just what he does. But let's finish.
A lot of people are not meant to be wives, mothers. A lot of people are not meant to be husbands or fathers. But we do it anyway because society dupes us from the beginning. Society says, what do you want to be when you grow up? Okay, well, that's great. What is connected to achievement? Whereas who do you want to be when you grow up is connected to fulfillment.
This is the same mindset that causes Dwayne Wade to let his 11-year-old son become his 11-year-old daughter. Who do you want to be? You can just be whoever you want to be. Those are lies. You can't just be whoever you want to be. What you want to be is very important. And the fact that society is shifting the way it's shifting, when we took that mindset from children, what do you want to be? That's like, who do you want to be? You'd rather be who you want to be fulfilled, but broke and not have no way to feed yourself, as opposed to figuring out what you're going to be. Who you're going to be, you're already who you're going to be. You're born who you're going to be. The shift comes from deciding that what you're going to be is less important than who you're going to be. And so you live your whole life trying to be someone you're not.
How do we get into that bag, you know?
Listen, man, let me tell y'all something. All of this sounds great, but it sounds great for people that don't want to hold themselves accountable for living a certain life. Like when you talk like this, there is no moral fiber in this. And we live in a society where morality has become shunned. If you have moral fiber, you're considered lame. If you have a high level of morality, you're considered a party pooper. You're considered someone that people don't even want to be around, man. Like, do you think about the world we live in? But it's this society. As you get to know people in other cultures, it's this society that's like this. This society didn't dupe you into believing that you're supposed to be a wife. This society has duped you into believing that you're not supposed to be a wife. This society has duped you into believing that you're not supposed to be a mother. Why in the hell do you think you have a reproductive system? If you weren't intended to be a mother, you wouldn't be able to reproduce. You think about the craziness of what this woman is saying, and bro, you should have saw the women in the comments. I won't even, sometimes you think about clipping some of those comments, bro. I won't even do it. I won't even do it. I don't want to even hear about it, see it, or none of that. It's crazy out here. Some of the things that we hear out here and some of the things that this society is told should be that way, we just go for it. And here's the problem. It's cool. If this is how women feel, the majority of single women feel this way. Why? Because the majority of men want the type of woman that's already off the market. The women who are left on the market, their ass is on the market for a reason. No matter how pretty they are, no matter how cute they are, once you smash them, you realize that this ain't the type of woman that you want to be with. She has so many other characteristics that just aren't good for your life. Now let's listen to a simp tell us that this same type of woman right here who don't want to be a wife, don't want to be a mother, you're still supposed to be out here providing for them. That's your job from day one, to be a provider. Listen to this clown, man.
Who started this? What effeminate man started this whole thing about what does a woman bring to the table? What table? It's my table.
Okay, if it's your table, fool, she could bring something to it. Nobody ever said she got to be the table. Of course, it's your table. But how you gonna have the table and set the table too? Like a simp. Let's keep listening.
I built it or I bought it. And I furnish it. I provide the banquet. I provide the feast. That's my table. I don't need someone to bring something to it. You're a guest at my table. That's what a man does. You provide. Everything that you acquire, everything that you accumulate, everything that you achieve, you're supposed to be achieving for the sake of being able to provide. That's
Now I want y'all to understand something. I want you to listen how he just said she's a guest at his table. You don't provide for guests long term. Guests come and then they leave. So that's not even, you can't even equate that to bringing something to the table if she's just a guest. So I want you to see how dudes manipulate words just to pander to women. They always want women to cheer for what they say. Peep game.
the nature of a man, to provide. Where's your hospitality? Can you imagine? This isn't a potluck. This is my feast. This is my banquet that I'm providing for my guests. And if I do my job properly as a host, then it's very easy for you to do your job as a guest.
What is the guest's job? if you're providing the table and doing all of that, see, this man he sounds like he's trying to be profound, but having a guest and someone living in your home as a provider are two different things. You can't equate these two things. You know, there's no vernacular anywhere that equates these two things.
That's the nature of it. This whole concept of what do you bring to the table? And you think that's manly? To declare to the woman that you need something, that you need her to bring something to the table because you're inadequate without her bringing something? No.
Bro, that's not what that is. It's the fact that you're a simp, such a simp, that all a woman got to do is show up and show you that she was born with a vag, and then you just gonna jump off the porch providing for her. No, boy, a woman has to contribute to what whatever you have. If you invite a woman to it, she got to contribute to it. Otherwise, she's not going to appreciate it. Come on, man. I don't even think you must not even like girls, because this stuff you talking don't even make sense. A woman will not appreciate whatever it is you have if you do not make her earn it. A woman has to contribute to it for the sake of her involvement in it. What do you mean, man? You're not making any sense here, bro. Stop listening to dudes like this, man.
You're the one who provides. That's supposed to be the nature of the relationship. You provide, and she's appreciative and respectful and respectable.
Listen, brothers, that's not how that goes. This guy's a clown. You provide, the woman is not going to be appreciative and respectable and respectful. She's only going to be that way if she feels vested in the provision. Like, that's the only way it's going to work. Are you going to listen to this simp, or are you going to watch what the P's always did? You going to apply these simp principles, or you going to apply some pimp principles? What you going to do? A woman don't value you just having shit, giving it to her. Women have never valued things they got for free, things they got for not without work, things they got without dedication. Well, a woman never values what you give her for free. She feels like she's entitled to it. So why listen to a dude that's telling you to breed entitlement, especially when we just heard this woman say that women don't even want to be wives? Now, first he's talking about, okay, this is how relationships are built. So is she a guest in a relationship? If she's a guest in a relationship, she don't get no rights. When the last time you let a guest come in your house and run shit? When the last time you let a guest come in your house and take control? When the last time you let a guest come in your house and have a key to the house? When the last time you let a guest come in your house and come and go as they please? When the last time you had a guest come in your house and they could go in any room they want to and get anything they want to and go in the cabinet and the refrigerator and get anything they want to, cook whenever they want to? How you going to declare that the woman is a guest in a relationship and then say you're supposed to provide for a guest who can come and go as they please? Come on, man. What effeminate man decided that a woman ain't got to earn shit you give her? I tell you what he was. He sure wasn't no P, and he sure wasn't me. The bottom line is, you a sucker if you out here, man, whining and dining and doing all these things for these random bras, man, who ain't show no value in your life. Because 9 times out of 10, you're doing all this for some woman, man, who probably just been laid up with somebody, man, just the same day or the day before, finna go lay up with somebody that day. Stop playing games with yourself, man. Don't listen to these suckers. If this works for him, where's old lady at? Where your wife at? If this worked for you, where the guest in your relationship at? Show me this work in your life instead of just talking about it. And y'all may say, well, show us what work in your life, BOA. Show us it work. I just might do that. I've talked about it a couple of times. I just might show y'all that. I just might. Because somebody got to show it instead of just fucking talking about it. Whole bunch of talk about what works and what don't work and what you're supposed to be doing. We see plenty of examples of men who do all that tricking and all that paying and all that providing. What happened to them? Nothing good. But how many men do we see apply the principles? See, we see men apply the Pimp to these 304s out here, to these women who they wild. They're beautiful, but they wild. I'm talking about to the square world. I'm talking about to a square world relationship with a woman that love your dirty draws. Maybe I should be the first, but I ain't in no rush because can't nobody else do it. That's real talk.